Young college girl visited her boyfriend's family for the first time. The moment she stepped through the door, her boyfriend's mentally disabled older brother suddenly hugged her. Startled, she immediately jumped into her boyfriend's arms. Hearing the commotion, her future mother-in-law rushed in to explain, apologizing for her eldest son's condition and asking for the girl's understanding. Seeing the girl exhausted from the long journey, the mother-in-law quickly instructed her son to take her to rest. As they walked away, the mother-in-law gave a strange, knowing smile. Later, the girl noticed some noise coming from the next room. Curious, she opened the door, only to see a woman with a face full of injuries burst out. The boyfriend quickly explained that this was his mentally ill sister-in-law and that they had locked her up to ensure the girl's safety. The girl, trusting her boyfriend, didn't think too much of it and believed his story, unaware that she had just walked into a trap. After dinner, the mother-in-law presented a family heirloom bracelet, insisting that the girl wear it. Ignoring her polite refusal, the mother-in-law placed it on her wrist, suggesting they hold the wedding the next day. The girl felt it was a bit rushed, especially since they hadn't even registered their marriage yet, but the mother-in-law reassured her with a smile, explaining that since she rarely visited, and the couple was clearly in love, they should at least have the ceremony now. She promised that her son would later take her to the town to get the marriage certificate. Convinced, the girl agreed, unaware that her nightmare was just beginning. The next morning, as the girl joyfully tried on her wedding dress, she noticed the sister-in-law standing by the door, seemingly wanting to say something. The girl warmly invited her in and shared the news of her upcoming marriage. Unexpectedly, the sister-in-law became agitated, knocking over the tea and frantically using sign language to tell her to run, warning that the entire family was bad. But the girl couldn't understand sign language, so she handed her some paper and a pen, asking her to write it down. Before the woman could finish writing, the mother-in-law suddenly entered the room, causing the sister-in-law to hide the paper in panic. The mother-in-law then told the girl that the wedding was about to begin and led her out of the room. After the mother-in-law walked away, the sister-in-law quickly finished writing the warning, but by then, the wedding was already in full swing. Villagers gathered to celebrate, and the girl, overjoyed, felt she was finally going to marry her boyfriend of 8 years. But when it came time for the couple to bow to each other, she realized the hand extended toward her wasn't her boyfriend's. Panicked, she lifted the red veil and was horrified to see that the man standing next to her was her boyfriend's disabled brother. Confused, she assumed it must have been a mistake, but looking around, she couldn't see her boyfriend anywhere. When she tried to leave to find him, the villagers stopped her. Only then did she realize she had been deceived. From the moment she arrived, everything, the smiles, the hospitality, had all been a facade. Desperate, the girl refused to marry the brother and tried to run, but the mother-in-law, unwilling to let her escape, ordered the villagers to capture her. They forced her to complete the wedding ceremony with the disabled brother and roughly threw her into the bridal chamber, telling him to consummate the marriage immediately. Terrified for her life, the girl fell to her knees, begging the mother-in-law to let her go, promising she would agree to anything. But with a sinister smile, the woman coldly told her that she would never leave and that the only way to secure a better life was to bear a son for her son. With that, she left the room, leaving the girl locked inside. As the door slammed shut, the brother, grinning maliciously, lunged toward her. This was only the beginning of the girl's nightmare.